a stadium like Anaheim Stadium, and I have the feeling here, looking into the lights, the bright lights of the big stadium, very tough for Rodriguez to bring that one in.
Well, again, I think he should have called fair catch right there. I think he was trying to run with the football before he had it. He took his eyes off of it, resulting in a fumble.
Deion Price, the quarterback, stays in. Crenshaw is wrapped up. Jerry Ambrose, Chris Gallardo collapsing that front wall. Amat's defense totally dominant. Down to 2:35 left in the third quarter. The first ever CIF Reebok Bowl is all Bishop Amat.
And even now, the Lancers are basically saying, if you can throw the football, go ahead and do it. We don't believe it. And they're still playing run all the way and obviously able to stuff it.
It was 24-0 at halftime. Amat has a third quarter 11-yard touchdown from Randy Guanco. Second and 11. The pitch to Crenshaw. Look at the defenders. They're out there not fooled at all by the first man through the fullback. And Paul Shea, the right side quarterback, read the run perfectly.
Well, of course, Shea is their outstanding leader there. He's a 3-year starter, and probably the best thing about him is he's got just such good instinct. He's almost like being a coach out there on the field. There's a pitch, of course, to Crenshaw going around his left, the fake up the middle to Duran. But look at Shea come into focus right there. Keeps his feet, keeps his body squared away. That's the important thing in making that tackle. He's not allowing himself to be faced out right there.
Minute 54 left of the third quarter. It's 31-0 for Bishop Amat. 31-0 Bishop Amat. Tyrone Crenshaw helped to the sideline. You see his numbers. He's playing tonight despite an aggravated ankle. He aggravated the ankle in the win over Carson. He's been receiving daily ultrasound treatments, and he's re-injured the ankle. It is 3rd down and 9 for Sylmar. The final minute 45 of the third quarter.
3rd down.
Can Price complete his first pass of the night? Reluctant to put it up. The counter to Dwight Patton, and that will not get the first down. George Guzman, the 6'3", 225-pound senior linebacker, made the stop.
And Tyrone Crenshaw ran in. He may have aggravated that ankle injury last week against Carson, but early on in this season he hurt his ankle, and he's been playing on that bad ankle pretty much most of the year. I'll really be surprised to see him come back in this football game.
On 4th down and 4, Deion Price backs up, and keep in mind he is the quarterback and he can fake it any time, but he will punt it here. McCutcheon, the fair catch at the 31-yard line. 34-yard punt, no return. There is a marker down.
McCutcheon received the ball at the 31-yard line.
Roughing a kicker. Automatic first down, 15 yards.
And you saw Price, he's limping gingerly now on his leg, so obviously in that punt attempt right there, he hurt his leg. Big break, though, for the Spartans. They'll be able to maintain possession right here. And that, as far as, is that the first penalty or on the part of the Lancers here this evening? Certainly it's their first mistake. Let's see if we can see this roughing the kicker penalty right here.
This is a disciplined team. They don't make mistakes. They preach no stars. You talk to Mark Paredes, who's going to talk about the team concept, and everybody's involved. Sylmar, after the penalty, out to the 50-yard line. Now the 35 seconds left in the third quarter. 31-0. The Bishop Amat Lancers leading. Again, they keep it on the ground with Dwight Patton. Artie Ojeda, an injury update from the Sylmar sideline.
You guys called it. It's the same ankle injury that Tyrone Crenshaw has been hampered with all season since the second game of the season. Doctors right now have wrapped that ankle in ice. I asked the doctors if Tyrone would be back. The answer was maybe. But if we see Tyrone's face, tears in his eyes. A very unhappy young man. Back to you.
Sylmar down 31-0. Tyrone may not be back, but we will be for the fourth quarter, because quarter number 3 has concluded. Amat adds another touchdown. They've built a 31-0 lead after 3. 12 more minutes of football here in Anaheim. We begin the fourth quarter with the Bishop Amat Lancers and Mark Paredes leading 31-0. Mark Paredes is a young man, attended the first ever Super Bowl in the Coliseum in 1967. 61,000, only 61,000 were there as Green Bay handed Kansas City a 35-10 loss. He said, this is kind of like the Super Bowl. And now we realize how important this game is, how important the Super Bowl is. And after tonight, we'll understand how important the CIF Reebok Bowl game is, and he has to be proud his team in total control.
Well, he's got to be very proud of the effort of this football team, and feel pretty good about it right now as we just begin the fourth quarter. Again, I think that, the stats tell it all. 180 yards passing, the big goose egg right there. 246 overall yards to only 90. 3 turnovers, Randy, that have resulted in disaster for Sylmar. You just can't play a team like Bishop Amat and turn the football over and have no passing attack and expect to be successful.
Bilal lost a fumble, and Deion Price has turned it over on a couple occasions. We've learned that Tyrone Crenshaw is out for the remainder of the night.
And that really doesn't surprise me. Crenshaw, of course, is only a junior. This game appears to be out of hand right now. Why risk this fine running back's future by putting him back into a football game where he's liable to risk much more serious injury?
Ibn Bilal carrying the football. He had 2 touchdowns in the win over Crenshaw in the playoffs. Very capable running back, senior. Probably a little bit stronger than Crenshaw. Crenshaw with more speed, but Bilal is excellent. In fact, both the players, Crenshaw and Bilal, will be in the sprint-off, the football sprint-off at the Sun-Kissed Meet in February. That's February 20th at the LA Sports Arena. Patton sweeping right, and they're going to chew him up with Gallardo. Chris Gallardo busting through. Amat's looking for its 4th shutout of the year. They've shut down Arroyo Grande, St. Paul, and in the playoffs, they shut out Mission Viejo 38-0.
There's some happy Bishop Amat fans, I suspect, in the sidelines there. Nice crowd. The Bishop Amat's brought a lot of people down here, a lot of community support. And they've got to be very happy about what's going on.
Of course, last year when Mater Dei won the CIF championship over Eisenhower, the Monarchs brought 33,000 plus. Not that many tonight, but I'll tell you, the fans for Bishop Amat are pleased.
Big number 70, the right guard there, Artelar, is being recruited by the likes of Miami.
Price running laterally. Now cuts it upfield, and he is bent back. Gallardo and Nordman combining to deliver a tremendous blow.
Well, you're going to see a real big-time hit right here on the part of 42 Nordman. Price is slowed down initially right here, and again in his second effort. Watch this big-time hit. This is the kind of thing you put on the films. This is how you want to teach your linebackers to tackle. Up high. What an effort.
See why Nordman, leading tackler this year, 120 tackles. A 41-yard field goal attempt by Robert Camacho. Obviously, Sylmar does not want to be shut out in this game. Can he hit it from 41? Yes! So Robert Camacho gets Sylmar on the board. 41 yards. They may not win the game, but that's a moral victory. The Spartans score. They trail by 28 with 9.5 minutes left in CIF Reebok Bowl number 1. Spartans' first score, 41-yard field goal by that young man, Robert Camacho. Camacho, all-purpose football player, now kicking off. Well, the Spartans try the onside kick here.
I was going to say maybe so, and you see an awful lot of the Lancers up close.
The line drive kick, and Woods will watch it roll through the end zone. So it'll go out to the 20-yard line, where the Lancers will, you would think, keep it on the ground, although to Mark Paredes' credit, he remains in the balanced offense, throwing and rushing.
Yeah, I don't want to make excuses now for Sylmar, Randy, but this game started at 7:30, and 4 o'clock this afternoon, the Spartans got off the bus, and you wonder if they didn't get here a little bit too early and maybe leave their game on the bus.
They needed more Pepsi Cola. Their Southern California bottlers are proud to sponsor in part this year's CIF Reebok Bowl. Good luck to the players and the coaches. Pepsi gotta have it. And carrying the football, Randy Guanco.
It was interesting. Before the game, we saw the Sylmar locker room was wired, and we heard Coach Jeff Engelman talking to his ball players, and he sort of said to them, "You guys look like you're down. You guys look like you don't believe you should be here. You guys look like you don't believe in yourself." Tried to pump them up, tried to tell them they did belong here. They did should have believed in themselves. And again, I'm not sure that, because I remember thinking that, you know, at 4 o'clock, God, this team is here awfully early. Too much time to sit around.
Play action. This time, Sylmar reads it nicely. Martin Duran, number 84, able to get to the quarterback and sack Mike Smith.
Well, Smith goes back, but again, you got to give him credit. The fake right there. You got to give Smith credit. He doesn't throw the ball up, risk a silly interception. He'd rather take the loss. It's a well-disciplined, well-coached football team. They just will not beat themselves.
5th sack tonight by the Spartans defense. See, both teams able to get to their respective quarterbacks. Smith over the middle to Sermons. Gets a great block to the 25, upended at the 28-yard line. The ball came free, but Sermons was down.
Nice tackle by Bilal that time. Sermons picked up very nice yardage. Smith goes back and just drops his ball over the center into a wide open center of the field. Again, there they are back on their own 20-yard line throwing the football.
16-yard gain on the play, moves the ball to the 28-yard line. 4th down, 2 yards to go.
Well, where's their punter?
Too. They're missing the punter.
Exactly.
Jerry Ambrose looked up and said, "Guys, I'm the blocker. I'm not the punter."
Exactly. I mean, you look at who is he going to snap the football to, and of course they have to call their timeout right there. That's not going to hurt them at all. But you wonder what Guzman was doing on the sideline. I think he was starting to celebrate a little bit early.
Well, like you said, Rob, the timeout should not come back to haunt Bishop Amat. Number 1. All season long, undefeated. Winners of the Delray League. They defeated a potent Loyola team during the regular season, 28-14. Did a difficult thing, beat a good team twice. They beat Loyola for the CIF Division I championship 7-3 just last week. Tremendous league, Delray League, with Bishop Amat, Loyola, St. Paul, Crespi, Alemany, and St. John Bosco. And this young man, Mike Smith, hurling 2 touchdowns in the first half. 68 yards to McCutcheon, 49 yards to Trevor Woods. Broke the back early of the Sylmar Spartans after a slow start. He's 9 for 16 with great numbers.
Certainly a great average per throw.
Number 43,
Coming in only 46% on the year, but tonight Mike Smith has been very hot. Guzman punting. Gatanis will watch this one roll. And it's down at the 34-yard line. A 39-yard punt. And Sylmar will try it again.
39-yard punt, but with no return, so very effective.
A content Mark Paredes. Well, this one will go down in the annals as a great win for Bishop Amat. Probably rivalry in the 2 CIF championships of 1970 and 71. When they had a pretty good passing combination of Pat Hayden and J.K. McKay. They went on to a storied career at USC.
Pretty good passing combination here tonight with Smith to McCutcheon and Smith to Woods, and 2 outstanding receivers with outstanding speed. And Smith's done a nice job getting them the football.
Bilal. A nice effort. And a first down for Bilal. Run down by free safety Matt Verdi, but not before Bilal gained 16. By no means do we want to belittle the effort of the Spartans. They've had a terrific year, going undefeated. This is a football team that just a couple years ago was in the 2A division. They've come up to the 4A, win the title, and they're going to come up short of the CIF Reebok Bowl, but they've had a magnificent year.
Well, you know, anytime you go 13-0, you bet you've had a magnificent year. They just got caught on an off night tonight. Unfortunately, they've just not been able to run the football against this Lancer team. And if Sylmar can't run the football, Sylmar's not going to be successful.
Bilal again, 3 or 4 tough yards. It's a tribute to the defense of Amat. That Sylmar's not even challenging the secondary, content to keep the ball on the ground, trailing 31-3 with 6 minutes left.
Well, I think they probably feel they have more chance for success in running the football. Again, with these running backs, even with Crenshaw out of there, of course, Bilal is an outstanding breakaway threat. Patton is certainly a breakaway threat. They all have got pretty good speed, so I think what they're trying to do is just pop one for big yardage.
Running out of the power I. To the near side, the effort by Dwight Patton ran into the grasp of Elias Zertucci.
Pretty good effort by Patton that time. Good leg drive.
Zertucci, number 33, doesn't look like a football player, only about 5'7", but he's a smart, heady performer, and he's able to read the run. And that time, the counter by Patton did not fool him.
And he's only a junior, so he'll be back next year. This Bishop Amat team is a very young football team, and they certainly going to be 15-0 after tonight.
No team has ever played that many, and of course has won that many. Bilal nearly busting it. Verdi denied him a touchdown. It's first down at the 30-yard line. Bilal, after busting for 13 yards, is a very impressive running back.
He's got lots of power. He's got very strong legs. You see the handoff right there to Bilal. Cuts back into the inside of the field, and again, Verdi hanging on for dear life if he's not able to bring Bilal down while they get their touchdown. Here you see a very nice job of blocking. A missed tackle that time by George Guzman. One of the few things he hasn't done right all evening long, and Bilal with a nice effort.
Bilal's rushed for 58 yards in this game. Patton to the near side, run down by Gallardo. Chris Gallardo played an excellent game on both sides of the ball, in the offensive line and in the defensive front.
Pretty good size, 6'1", 250 pounds. You know, all of these kids spent a great deal of time in the weight room, and especially at the Sylmar of the Spartans. Coach Engelman has really emphasized strengthening up their bodies, and these kids spent a lot of time in the weight room.
Second down and 7. The Spartans looking for their first touchdown of the night. Bilal is stood up, trying to wiggle free, and does. A terrific effort to the 21-yard line. There's no quit in Ibn Bilal. Finally wrapped up once again by Chris Gallardo. He's a high-kicking, ferocious running back. Takes a headbutt for his effort. 64 yards on the night. Bilal rushed very well against Carson last week. 121 yards in the win in the city championship game.
Yeah, and almost a 6-yard average on the year. Bilal has averaged 12 yards per carry.
Had 18 touchdowns. And something the Spartans want is a touchdown on this first ever CIF Reebok Bowl. Bilal again inside the 20-yard line, very close to the necessary yardage. It was 3rd and short.
McCutcheon with the tackle right there, and it's interesting, the Lancers of course are keeping their first-string ball players in there even though this game is out of hand. I look to see them start getting some of their substitutes in and give them the opportunity to play in this first ever Reebok Bowl.
Of course, tomorrow night, don't miss the Clippers against the Seattle Supersonics, a division rival. That's live from the Seattle Coliseum at 7 o'clock right here on KCOP Channel 13. Very independent Channel 13. From the 19-yard line, it's first down Sylmar with 2:30 left of the ball game. Clock winding down in this championship game. And Price is bumped out of bounds by the aggressive Paul Shea. Really, the only question at this point, will Sylmar score against this team via the touchdown?
And there you see Price again coming to his left. Look at how he's carrying the football. Just don't like the way he's carrying the football right there. Fortunately for him, he's knocked out of bounds. He learned to protect it a little bit better.
Amat won this game in the second quarter with a 24-point outburst. They're leading 31-3 in the waning moments. Bilal cutting outside, stops the clock by running out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Nice hitting part of Verdi. Keep talking about Verdi and Bilal.
Well, tonight's attendance, a disappointing 8,132. Timeout for the moment. 2:23 is left to this first ever CIF Reebok Bowl. Bishop Amat about to celebrate the victory. The Southern Section champion Bishop Amat on its way to the first ever Reebok Bowl title. 31-3 over Sylmar. 2:23 left in the football game. It's third down for Sylmar at the Lancer 15-yard line. Third and about 6 to go. The only suspense, can the Spartans score a touchdown against the Lancer defense? The misdirection again with Bilal. That will not get him the first down yardage, and the clock will continue to wind down.
Tackled by number 42, Craig Nordman.
Of course, Bishop Amat can feel a 15-0 record. What an accomplishment, a long season. But to go 15-0 against the kind of competition, what a credit to Mark Paredes and his staff and his team. It is fourth down and the last gasp effort for Dion Price and the Spartans to score a touchdown tonight. Fourth and 5. Price has some running room to the 5. Dion Price has scored for Sylmar. 13 yards on the naked bootleg and run by Dion Price.
Well, a nice job by Price that time. You just see he's got outstanding speed, and once he gets outside the containment, there's nothing that Amat can do. He makes it into the end zone. See a little bit of a fake right there. He's a naked bootleg off to the right. Again, look at him carrying that football out there like a loaf of bread. Just gets himself into the end zone before being smacked out of bounds.
Camacho's PAT is perfect. We'll take a break. 1:31 left to the CIF Reebok Bowl. That changes the arithmetic to read Bishop Amat 31, Sylmar 10. The Lancers are about to celebrate. Championship game was a long drive, 11 plays, 66 yards for Sylmar's touchdown, but it's small consolation to Jeff Engelman's team at this point. You can see that picture tells it all. After scoring a touchdown, Dion Price does anything but celebrate. Woods will pick it up at the 10. And Trevor a little seam to the 28-yard line.
Number 24, Trevor Woods on the return.
Well, Dion Price was able to take it in from the 13-yard line. A nifty job, a good fake, and a nice effort.
Yeah, you see the nice fake there. Number 6, Bilal, and of course number 40 chasing him, Jerry Ambry. He's just not with enough speed. Price is able to get around the side there and get into the end zone for a touchdown. I guess save a little bit of face, you know, put some points up on the board. And
Number 33, Jose Duarte.
Well, the final minute 5 is for the seniors of Bishop Amat, rolling a perfect season at 15-0. And how this game parallels the first Super Bowl, which was won by Green Bay over Kansas City. Harris fumbles and it pops right back to him. Won 35-10 by Green Bay over Kansas City in 1967. This one's about to conclude at 31-10 for the CIF champions. The starters are going out. Disappointment on Sylmar's faces. Adulation, pride, and tradition on the Bishop Amat sideline. Down to 25 seconds remaining. Gabriel Jacobo now will run the offense. Coronado runs it, a reserve running back. Anthony Coronado, the final 10 seconds. And this is the moment that Bishop Amat had waited for, and the disappointment of Jeff Engelman. The Bishop Amat Lancers broke this football game open in the second quarter with big plays, leading 24-0 at the break. And really a routine effort in the second half, never threatened by Sylmar. And it's a 31-10 victory for the CIF over the city and Reebok Bowl #1. Mike Smith, the talented 6'4" senior quarterback of Amat, completed 9 of 16 for 195 yards and the 2 touchdowns that broke the back in the second quarter of the Sylmar Spartans. Mark Paredes is the champions coach, and he's with Steve Yonke.
Coach, congratulations. At Monday's press conference, you walked right up to the podium and you said, you know, I'm not sure we really even want to play this game because of the length of the season. I'm not sure our kids are going to get up. Are you sure now?
Kids played a heck of a game, and I tell you something, you know, we've had 14 long weeks. It's a 15th long week, and we're 14-0 for a reason. And that's the reason that when they come to play, they play the game, and that's what it's all about.
All the kids I talked to this week said, you know, I can't believe we went through this season undefeated. We thought we'd be pretty good, but to win 14 and now 15, did you ever think it would happen?
We told the kids week for week, all we want to do is keep our heads above water, play it one game at a time. And they did that, played it one game at a time. I'm real proud of them.
Here's what you won tonight. If we can bring on CIF State Commissioner Tom Burns, the CIF Reebok Bowl trophy.
Congratulations, Coach. This is the first one of its kind. And you were telling me earlier in the week you were worried about all those Southern Section coaches. They're putting the pressure on you to win that game. I assume it's a lot easier now. Congratulations.
Great. Thank you very much. Really proud to earn this trophy for the first year of the Reebok Bowl. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, the Bishop Amat Lancers, champion of the first CIF Reebok Bowl. Let's go across the way now to Artie Ojeda. Hey, 58.
All right, Steve, we are on the other side of the field with Coach Jeff Engelman. Coach, certainly a disappointing loss.
Very disappointing. But when you play poorly, you don't expect to win. And it's as simple as that. They're a great football team. They played almost error-free football. And we made a lot of errors, and we didn't play very well. So we have to expect to lose.
And certainly not to take anything away from Bishop Amat, but Coach, we talked about it before the game. Your team arrived here about 4 o'clock this afternoon to beat the traffic. You got here early. The game faces went on early. Do you think that drained the team? You mentioned they were down. You didn't think they were up. What effect did that have?
Oh, I don't know if getting here early had that big effect. We were emotionally drained from the Carson game, and all week we've been harping up the kids about this is going to be a great game, very important game, and it doesn't matter whether you're 13-0. They're always going to remember the last game, and unfortunately it's going to be a sour taste in their mouth. We did not, like I said, we did not play well, and even then when we were marching the ball down in the third quarter, we fumbled the ball. Like I said, you can't take anything away from Bishop Amat. A great football team, well executed.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thanks.
Coach Engelman. Disappointing loss, but again, a great season.
Thank you very much.
Once again, the final score, Bishop Amat wins the first ever CIF Reebok Bowl, 31-10, the final over Sylmar. We'll be back right after this.
First ever CIF Reebok Bowl easily goes to the Bishop Amat Lancers. Hail to the champions from the CIF, 31-10 over the Sylmar Spartans. Really thoroughly dominating the football game. They didn't turn it over, and they limited the Spartans to no completions and no yardage throwing the football.
Well, you know, we said at the beginning of the game, one of the things that the Spartans had to do was to be able to have some success throwing the football. Otherwise, the defense was just going to gang up on the run. They had 0 success. Price didn't complete a pass all evening long. Bishop Amat played the defense, the run. They were able to stuff it, and the results of the game were rather predictable.
Statistically, pretty one-sided, and of course the scoreboard would indicate that. 31-10 for Bishop Amat. Look at the yardage, and in particular the passing yardage. A tremendous discrepancy there.
Well, 195 to nothing. Total yards is only about 75 yards of difference. I think the 3 turnovers also hurt a great deal, and also, of course, Sylmar unable to take advantage of good field position in the beginning of the football game when they had it, not able to capitalize, and then it was all downhill from there.
You know, the CIF has always prided itself on execution, and obviously execution the difference in this football game.
Well, Bishop Amat just doesn't make mistakes. I mean, they had that 115-yard penalty. They didn't fumble. They didn't throw any interceptions. They were a balanced attack tonight, and they did it. They executed perfectly.
And I thought they exercised patience in the first quarter. Sylmar had all the field position, all the opportunities, but they held their ground. And then the first time they got field position, Mike Smith hit the bomb to McCutcheon.
Well, you know, that's what you have to do. You have to be patient, and the Bishop Amat was patient tonight. And as you say, First time they had the opportunity, bingo, and for all intents and purposes, it was downhill from there.
31-10. This one goes to Bishop Amat. We're going to take a commercial timeout. The Lancers are celebrating. They are the champions of the first ever CIF Reebok Bowl. Back with more in a moment. Here's we find out the CIF, at least tonight, is better than the city. Bishop Amat, 21 points better at this stage at the end of the game over the city champion, the Sylmar Spartans. Ron, it was fun doing work with you tonight.
Oh, Randy, I really